Hey everyone, I hope you are doing great. Today's story is about a man who went from being a poor adopted child, abandoned by his own mother, to becoming one of the richest people on earth. It is about a dreamer who never finished college, who faced failures and criticism, but still built one of the greatest technology companies in history. This is the story of Larry Ellison, the man who turned challenges into opportunities, believed in his vision when no one else did, and showed the world that your past does not decide your future. Let's dive into the life of Larry Ellison and see how he became a symbol of determination, innovation, and unstoppable success. Larry Ellison is one of the most famous and richest businessmen in the world. His story is a powerful example of how someone can rise from very simple and difficult beginnings to become a great success. Today, Larry is known as the founder of Oracle, one of the biggest technology companies in the world. But his life did not start with money, fame, or comfort. His journey is full of hard work, courage, and smart decisions. It is a story that can inspire young people everywhere to believe in themselves and never give up. Larry Ellison was born on August 17, 1944, in New York City. From the very beginning, his life was not easy. His mother was 19 years old and pregnant when she gave birth to him. For reasons that were never fully explained, Larry's mother decided not to raise him herself. Instead, she gave him to her aunt and uncle, named Lillian and Louis Ellison, who lived in Chicago. Larry was adopted by them when he was just a baby, and they gave him their last name, Ellison. Growing up, Larry did not know much about his biological parents. He was told that his mother had died, but later in life, he learned that she was alive but had chosen not to be part of his life. This mystery about his family made Larry feel confused, but it also gave him a strong desire to prove himself and make a name in the world. His adoptive parents were loving but not rich. Louis Ellison was a military aviator, and the family moved several times because of his job. Larry's early childhood was marked by constant change, but he was a curious and bright boy. He loved reading and learning new things. However, school was sometimes hard for him. He was very tall and athletic, but he was also known for being a bit rebellious. He did not always follow the rules, and he sometimes struggled with authority figures. When Larry was a teenager, his family settled in Chicago's South Side. He attended high school there, but he did not do very well academically. Still, he had a dream. He wanted to be successful in business and technology. At that time, computers were not as common as they are today. Only a few companies and universities had computers, and they were large and complicated machines. After high school, Larry went to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, but he did not stay there long. After 1 year, he dropped out. Then he moved to the University of Chicago, where he studied for another year, but again, he left before finishing. Finally, Larry moved to California and enrolled at the University of California, Berkeley. However, even at Berkeley, he did not graduate. This may seem like a strange path for someone who later became so successful, but Larry's story shows that success does not always come from following the usual path. Sometimes, it comes from being willing to take risks, to learn from mistakes, and to keep trying. In the early 1970s, the world of technology was beginning to grow rapidly. Larry was fascinated by computers, and he wanted to learn everything about them. He worked as a programmer and engineer for a few different companies. One important job was at a company called Ampex, where he gained experience with software and technology. But Larry had a bigger dream. He wanted to create something new and important. He saw that companies needed better ways to store and use their information. Back then, businesses used filing cabinets and paper records. Computers were starting to be used to store data, but the systems were not very good. Larry believed that he could build a better way to manage data with software. He began working on ideas for what later became known as a database management system. This is a kind of software that helps companies organize their information in a way that is easy to access and use. In 1977, Larry Ellison, along with two partners, Bob Miner and Ed Oates, started a new company. At first, the company was called Software Development Laboratories. They worked hard to build a product that could compete with the big companies that made software for businesses. Larry and his team created a program based on a research paper from the U.S. Department of Defense. This program used a new idea called the relational database. It allowed data to be stored in tables that could be linked together in smart ways. This was a big improvement over older systems. The first version of their product was ready in 1979. The company then changed its name to Relational Software, Inc. Later, in 1982, the company became Oracle Systems Corporation, named after their first big project for the CIA, which was called the Oracle Project. Larry was the leader of the company, and he worked day and night to grow it. He was known for being very demanding, but also very smart. He believed that his software was the best, and he fought hard to sell it to big companies. Starting a company is never easy, and Larry faced many problems in the early years. The software market was very competitive. Big companies like IBM and Microsoft were also trying to lead the industry. Oracle was a small company with limited resources, but Larry was a fighter. He believed in his vision and did not give up. He worked closely with customers, learning what they needed and improving the product. He also hired talented people and created a strong team. One important moment came in the early 1980s when Oracle became one of the first companies to offer a database product for personal computers. This was a smart move because it opened up a new market. By the mid-1980s, Oracle was growing fast. The company went public in 1986, which means they sold shares to investors to raise money. This gave them more resources to expand. Larry's leadership style was sometimes tough. He was known for being very competitive and for pushing his employees to work hard. Some people found this difficult, but others respected his passion and vision. In the 1990s and 2000s, Oracle became one of the most important software companies in the world. Larry continued to lead the company through many changes. The technology industry was changing rapidly with the rise of the internet and new kinds of software. Larry made smart decisions to keep Oracle strong. The company bought other businesses to expand its products. They also focused on developing new technology for managing data. One of the reasons for Oracle's success was Larry's focus on customers. He understood that companies needed software that was reliable and powerful. He invested in research and development to create products that could handle large amounts of data and complex needs. Oracle's software was used by banks, governments, hospitals, and many other organizations. This made the company very valuable and helped Larry become one of the richest people in the world. After Oracle became successful in the 1980s, Larry Ellison did not stop pushing for more. He believed that Oracle could become the #1 company for database software in the entire world. To achieve this, Larry knew he needed to be different from other leaders. He was not the kind of leader who sat quietly and let things happen slowly. He was bold, confident, and sometimes even aggressive in his approach. Larry liked to set very high goals, often goals that seemed impossible to other people. When his team thought something could not be done, Larry would say, "Why not?" He believed that limitations were mostly in the mind, and that with enough hard work and creativity, most problems could be solved. This leadership style was challenging for many employees, but it also inspired them to work harder and think bigger. People who worked with Larry often said he was extremely focused on details. He wanted everything to be perfect because he believed Oracle's reputation depended on the quality of its products. Even though Oracle was doing well, there were times when things went wrong. One of the biggest challenges came in 1990. Oracle had grown very fast and hired many new employees. Larry wanted to sell as much software as possible, so the company pushed its sales teams to work aggressively. However, some deals were recorded before they were fully completed, and this created accounting problems. Because of this, Oracle reported lower profits than expected, and the stock price fell sharply. Many people thought Oracle might fail. Larry Ellison later admitted that this was one of the most difficult times in his life. But he did not give up. Instead, he made big changes inside the company. He hired new managers, improved the company's financial systems, and focused on building stronger relationships with customers. These changes worked, and Oracle quickly recovered. This experience taught Larry an important lesson. Growing too fast without strong systems can be dangerous. In the 1990s and early 2000s, Oracle faced big competition, especially from Microsoft and IBM. Microsoft had become a powerful company with its Windows operating system and software products, while IBM was already an old and trusted name in technology. But Larry liked competition. He enjoyed challenging big companies and proving that Oracle could be the best. He often made bold public statements, saying Oracle's products were faster and better than anyone else's. Some people thought he was too confident, but his competitive spirit motivated his employees and attracted customers who wanted the best technology available. Oracle continued to improve its database products and also started making applications for different business needs, such as finance, supply chain, and human resources. This expansion helped Oracle become even more powerful in the software industry. One of Larry Ellison's smart strategies was buying other companies instead of always building new technology from scratch. Starting in the early 2000s, Oracle began acquiring many companies. These included PeopleSoft, Siebel Systems, and Sun Microsystems. Each of these acquisitions made Oracle stronger and gave it new products and technology. The acquisition of Sun Microsystems in 2010 was especially important because it gave Oracle control over the Java programming language, one of the most widely used programming languages in the world. With these moves, Oracle became not just a database company, but a complete technology giant. Even though Larry Ellison is mostly known as a businessman, his personal life has also been interesting. He has been married and divorced several times and has 2 children. His daughter, Megan Ellison, became a famous film producer, and his son, David Ellison, is also active in the movie industry. Larry is known for enjoying luxury and adventure. He loves yachts and sailing, and even won the famous America's Cup sailing competition in 2010. He also loves flying airplanes and owns several private jets. Over the years, he has spent a lot of money on luxury homes, cars, and even buying an entire Hawaiian island called Lanai in 2012. Despite being one of the richest people in the world, Larry has also shown interest in charity. He signed the Giving Pledge, promising to donate most of his wealth to charitable causes. In 2014, after nearly 37 years of leading Oracle as CEO, Larry Ellison stepped down from that role. Many people were surprised, but Larry explained that he wanted to focus more on product development and technology rather than daily management. He became Oracle's Chief Technology Officer, CTO, and Executive Chairman of the board. Under his continued leadership, Oracle shifted its focus to cloud computing, competing with companies like Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure. Larry believed that the future of computing was in the cloud, where businesses could store and use their data online instead of relying on local computers. Larry Ellison's journey from being an adopted child in Chicago to becoming one of the richest and most powerful business leaders in the world is full of lessons. First, his life shows that you do not have to follow the usual path to be successful. Larry dropped out of college several times, yet he never stopped learning on his own. He believed in his ability to do great things and was willing to take risks to make his dreams real. Second, his story shows the importance of resilience. Larry faced many failures and challenges, from personal struggles in childhood to business crises at Oracle. Instead of quitting, he learned from mistakes and kept moving forward. Third, Larry believed in big dreams. He did not want Oracle to be just another software company. He wanted it to be the best. This vision inspired thousands of employees and changed the technology industry forever. Fourth, his life teaches about competition and innovation. Larry loved competition because it pushed him to improve. He focused on making Oracle's products better and faster than others. This attitude is important for anyone who wants to succeed in a competitive world. Today, Larry Ellison is not just a billionaire businessman. He is a symbol of determination, innovation, and success. He showed the world that it does not matter where you start. What matters is where you want to go and how hard you are willing to work to get there. From his difficult childhood and dropping out of college to building one of the world's largest software companies, Larry Ellison's life is an incredible story of ambition and perseverance. He has inspired millions of people to think big, take risks, and believe in their dreams. His story reminds us that success is not about being perfect or following every rule. It is about having a vision, working hard, learning from mistakes, and never giving up. For young people who dream of building something great, Larry Ellison's journey is proof that anything is possible.